Ready?
Hey, Thomas.
Jonathan, how are you today, my friend?
Doing well, doing well. Yourself?
Awesome. Hey, listen, man, I'm always doing fantastic. Thank God. All right, listen, what I want to talk about is the recent job report that came out on the Friday, May 3rd. You had 175,000 jobs. They were expecting 240,000. We know a lot of these job reports, they're just manipulated by, the government. They're just trying to keep the economy going. But the scary thing is there's a lot of part-time jobs, and the part-time jobs are replacing the full-time jobs. Um, Pay has only been up a fraction of a percent, 0.2%, that the wages have risen. And we know where inflation is. So you know what? There's still a huge lag behind, and that's what it comes down to. Um, I know you're out there on the front line with your, business owners that you work with. So what are you seeing and hearing from them?
Definitely what we're seeing is that it's hard to get people to work right now. So everyone is looking for those fluffy positions where they're not actually doing anything, or they're doing a lot less than what they normally would have been doing. And they still want, all the benefits and perks and remote access. And they don't want to, like I said, they don't want to come in the office. So it's very difficult for everyone because the business owners they can't bring on a workforce that doesn't want to work, and the
Mhm.
people don't want to go into an office or to a building, a warehouse, retail, whatever it may be. A lot of them aren't wanting to go in there and work those 8-hour shifts like we were doing so often for forever. So
Mhm.
we are seeing a lot more people going for part-time work. A lot more of the workforce we're seeing want that flexibility and the comfort of their life, that they can work, half a day, 5 hours a day, and kind
Mhm.
of still control their life and what they're doing, how they're going to do it.
Mhm.
So there's definitely a lot of back and forth between employers and employees and prospects. And even in our own business, like, we're finding it that people that want to work full time, we'll say that you have to be in Great Neck, right? And we'll get people from all over the world. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter. We said that in the job listing that we want you to work out of the office. We've got people from like Nigeria, we got people from California, which we have an office in California, so I can almost understand that. But again, if you read the job description, it said that we're looking for a Great Neck, right? So you
Gotcha.
have to be able to commute. If you can't commute, we can't commit to it.
Uh,
And they're just hoping that you can see their resume, I guess. And then the resume is another thing that, you would think that if they're trying to ask for all these perks and fluffy positions, that they would at least have really good experience or something to really show that looks good.
mhm.
But we're not seeing that either. So I can see why part time is going to be something that it's kind of probably like a happy medium between the two, that employers can give it a shot, and they don't have to maybe have to pay all those benefits that you would have to with a full time position, and the employees will still have the free access that they have, where they can come and go kind of pretty often, like, work your 3 4 5 hour shift, and you do whatever you want to do. You want to freelance, you want to do this.
Mhm.
So definitely, I can definitely see how that coincides with the job report, and how that may continue to influence, positively or negatively in the future, the workforce.
So another part of the equation, and it's the major corporations that are doing this, and larger, mid-sized to larger mom and pop businesses, is the tax credits the federal government's offering. And it blows me away. If you get rid of an American worker, let's just say you're paying them $50,000 a year, and you hire a refugee, okay, a criminal illegal alien, okay, who's been cleared to work in the U.S., you will get a federal tax credit. So you don't even have to hire them for, $50,000. Okay. You're going to pay them less. But the federal government's allowing you, I think it's $16,000 per refugee on a tax credit. Now, going back towards the end of last year, Tyson Foods terminated 40,000 workers at their plants. And they were actually announcing later in that afternoon, they're going to hire refugees. That's what they're going to do. You're screwing the American worker. That's what you're doing. You major corporation pigs. That's exactly what you're doing. You're stealing from the American people. And you know what? Here we are, myself, you, and the rest of the Americans, especially if you have knowledge, we're sitting around with our thumbs up our ass, getting our country stolen from us. And that's what's happening by these major corporations who are just looking at the margins for their shareholders. You know what? Back in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, corporations looked at like their margins differently. Today, probably since the big collapse in 2008, it's basically the magic of accounting that they're able to move their numbers down because we know their sales aren't great, okay, but they're just moving around their operational costs and everything else. And it's the magic of accounting. But meanwhile, if you and I did that with our businesses, we'd be wearing bracelets and be in a 6x8 cell with a guy named Bubba. Okay, that's what would happen. Just don't drop it to soap. That's all I tell you. Anyway, this is what's going on, and it's bigger. It's bigger than just the numbers they're showing us. You have to see beyond what they're showing you. You have to look beyond that because that's what's happening. The majority of Americans will not look past the tip of their nose. They just like, okay, I'm getting my paycheck. I got a roof over my head, etc. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I mean, listen, I think in this day and age, everyone's got to come to the table and do their fair share. You have to be your biggest advocate to get the most you possibly can and do the best possible job you can. If everyone just did a little bit more, you know,
Mm-hmm.
everyone will, everything will be better for everyone, right? The employers will be happier. The employees will be getting, more skills to their name and more overall production. So nothing comes free. We may think it does, but it never comes free. It always has a price. You just don't know when that's going to come up. Is it going to be right
Mm-hmm.
away, 6 months down the road? Whoever knows. But if everyone just does their fair share, everyone tries to work, everyone tries to do their best. Uh, Really, changing work dynamics. Everything is so different right now. It's not. We say it a couple of times. COVID really changed everything so much,
Mm-hmm.
and we never got out of it in the sense where everyone wants people to be back in the offices because what are they finding that people aren't as productive as they once were in the beginning.
Of
When
course.
COVID hit, everyone was like, all right, I'm home, I'm going to work, I'm going to do my best. And they really did. I feel like everyone really did their best. They had nothing
Mm-hmm.
else to do, but now we're just so comfortable and so we want to live in these padded rooms where no one can ever get hurt and everyone is always going to be positive, but that's not realistic. Things happen in
Yeah.
life, good, bad, ugly, whatever it may be.
It, it's like you're saying, it's created a bad mindset. And, like we touched upon in one of our videos back last year, you need to be around seasoned people, especially if you're a Generation Z or a millennial, because you're only going to get better when you have veteran players around you. Okay. You can understand things better. You can ask them questions. And you know what? You got them in front of you. You have their aura, you have their energy, you can see their face in their eyes. And that's so important. It's that human touch that you need. And people are drifting too far away from it. People are getting, less self-esteem, less self-confidence, especially the younger people, and it affects you mentally. And you know what? That's going to screw you up in the long term. You need to, grow a pair, balls and backbone. You have to have it. Just move forward and be in the office. Work, have that work ethic. Time goes quick. I always tell people, especially young people, it might be 23, 24. Hey, listen, how quick does time go? When you have your first 10-year reunion at 28 years old from high school, you're going to go, wow, man, that time went quick. Well, guess what? The time you hit 38, you're going to go, wow, it's 20 years already. That went really quick. Time just gets quicker as you get older. That's my point.
Yeah, you have to do the most you can as quickly as you can, as efficiently as you can. Don't be afraid to get, yourself a little dirty and do a lot of work. And I don't know, it's just a different mindset, really. Just nowadays, people want everything given to them, and then they
Well, you
cry
know
when they
what?
don't get it.
It's everything goes in circles and cycles. So, they're going to get tripped up and things will end up returning, eventually, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. It's actually going to get worse before it gets better, as the old adage goes. All right, listen, please hit that like button, hit the thumbs up. We appreciate it if you subscribe. Any comments, please put them in below. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Have a great day. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Take care.